Chosen one. Listen carefully. You are not here by accident. Out of all the voices that fill your world, heaven has placed this one in front of you right now. This is not a coincidence. The Spirit of God has paused your scrolling, silenced the noise around you, and directed your attention here because you are not like the rest. You are chosen. You were marked before you even took your first breath, set apart for a divine purpose that others cannot see or comprehend. You've always felt it deep inside, haven't you? That quiet nudge that tells you there is more to your life than just surviving, more than just going through the motions. The world may label you ordinary, but heaven has stamped you extraordinary. You have been called, and this calling will not wait forever. That is why this message finds you now, in this very moment, like a knock on the door of your spirit. Every moment you thought was wasted, every battle that nearly broke you, every tear you shed in silence was not ignored. Heaven was watching. You are still standing because there is a power greater than yourself carrying you. That same power is awakening you today to remind you, your journey is not random. You were sent here on purpose. With purpose. For purpose. The Word of God declares in the book of Jeremiah, chapter 1, verse 5, "Before I formed you, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart, appointed a prophet." This is not just a verse written long ago. It is a mirror reflecting your very identity. The Father has known you all along, through the fire, through the rejection, through the wilderness. And though the world may have overlooked you, heaven has never forgotten you. Think about the times you should have given up, but didn't. Think about the nights you cried, but somehow hope was still alive inside you the next morning. That was not your strength alone. That was God's hand preserving His chosen one. This is why you cannot walk away from this moment. Your destiny is knocking, and delay is dangerous. You were never called to blend in. You were created to stand out, to carry light where darkness thought it reigned. Chosen one. Hear this truth. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are right on time for the divine plan unfolding in your life. The enemy tried to silence you, to break you, to bury your potential. But every attack against you is evidence of who you are. Nobody fights a soldier with no weapon. Nobody hunts down someone with no crown. The fact that you've been targeted so heavily proves how valuable you are to heaven's mission. This is why you must not scroll away. This is why you cannot dismiss this word. The Spirit is saying, stand up. Rise up. Step into the identity that has always been yours. You are chosen to shake the atmosphere, to carry light into the places no one else dares to go. The glory on your life is too powerful to remain hidden any longer. And now, beloved, I call you to a prophetic act of agreement. Do not let this moment slip past you. Seal it with your own declaration. Comment the number 77 right now below. It is a sign of divine completion and perfection, a statement that you receive this word, that you align with heaven's call, that you will not miss your moment. This is the beginning. Heaven is speaking, and you are listening. Stay with me, because what unfolds next will shift the course of your destiny. Chosen one. From the very beginning you were marked, even before you could speak. The weight of destiny was already resting on your life. That is why your story has never looked like the stories of others. From childhood, you carried a sense of difference, of being set apart, though you could not explain it. Others may have walked in ease. But you were given challenges that shaped you into who you are today. You may have wondered why you were rejected, overlooked, or misunderstood. But heaven whispers now, it was proof that you were never meant to blend in. Think back on those moments when you longed to be accepted, when you tried to fit into circles that could not contain you. The pain of rejection was not meant to destroy you. It was heaven's way of redirecting you. You were never denied, you were preserved. You were not pushed out, you were hidden. And while the world was blind to your worth, God's eyes were upon you, watching, shaping, refining. There is a holy mark on your life that the enemy recognized even before you did. That is why attacks came early, even when you were still innocent, even when you had no words for the warfare. It is not because you were weak, it is because you were chosen. The adversary always tries to strike early, to crush the chosen before they realize who they are. But you survived. You endured. And your survival is the evidence that your assignment cannot be erased. We are reminded through the writings of David in the book of Psalms, chapter 139, verse 16. Your eyes saw my unformed body. All my days were written before one began. These words are not just poetry, they are prophecy over your life. Every day, every detail, every twist in your journey was already known by the one who created you. You are not a mistake. You are not an afterthought. You are the fulfillment of a design written long before time called your name. And yet, being marked has not been easy. It has brought battles others cannot understand. You have carried pain silently, with no one to explain why life seemed harder for you than for those around you. But hear this truth: your trials were training, your rejection was protection, your hiddenness was preparation. God was building endurance, character, and faith within you that will sustain the weight of your calling. Chosen one. When you look back at the times you felt abandoned, can you now see that you were never alone? When you thought you were walking through the fire by yourself, there was another standing beside you. When you were in the lion's den of despair, the mouths of the beasts were shut by divine hands. You are living proof that what was meant to break you has only made you stronger. This mark upon your life is not just a symbol, it is a seal of divine ownership. You belong to the King of Kings, and nothing, no force of darkness, no voice of opposition, no shadow of doubt can steal that from you. You may have scars, but even your scars are proof of survival. You may have tears, but even your tears water the soil of your destiny. You may have questions, but even your questions will be answered as you walk in the light of your calling. So, take courage. Beloved, you have not been overlooked, you have been set apart. You have not been delayed, you have been preserved for a greater unveiling. The mark of heaven on your life is undeniable, and it will speak louder than the lies of the enemy. You are chosen, and your journey is only beginning to reveal why. Chosen one. Do you realize why the pressure around your life has always been so heavy? It is because a battle has been raging over you since the very beginning. Darkness has tried again and again to silence you, to confuse you, to make you believe that you are weak or forgotten. But hear me clearly. If the enemy has been fighting you this hard, it is because your light is dangerous to him. You may think your prayers are small, your voice is quiet, your presence insignificant, but the reality is the opposite. Your very existence disrupts the atmosphere of darkness. Every time you rise when you could have fallen. Every time you forgive when you could have hated. Every time you speak truth when lies surround you. The kingdom of darkness trembles. That is why opposition has followed you. That is why storms keep rising. Scripture says in the Gospel of John, chapter 1, verse 5, "The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it." This light is not just an idea, it is in you. You carry it. You shine it, even when you do not try. Your resilience is light. Your faith is light. Your decision to keep going, to keep standing, to keep believing, that is light. And no matter how thick the darkness has been, it has not overcome you. Think about it. If darkness had the power to defeat you, you would not still be here. The very fact that you are listening to this right now is proof that the enemy has failed. He threw his worst at you, and yet here you stand. That should tell you something. You are not fragile. You are not ordinary. You are not replaceable. You are chosen, sealed, and equipped to shine. But here is the tension. You cannot carry this light in silence forever. At some point, you must step into your identity fully, boldly, unapologetically. The world is desperate for what you carry. Someone's hope is tied to your obedience. Someone's healing is connected to your courage. Someone's breakthrough will come when you decide to stop hiding and start shining. And now, beloved, I ask you to make a declaration in this moment. Write these words in the comments right now. I hear you, Lord, by typing it. You are not just filling a space on a screen, you are making a prophetic agreement. You are declaring to heaven that you are listening, that you recognize this is not coincidence, that you will no longer ignore the call burning inside you. When you write it, you seal it. When you declare it, you activate it. Chosen one. This may feel small, but it is not. Every act of obedience, no matter how simple, carries weight in the Spirit. By saying, I hear you, Lord, you are positioning yourself to receive clarity, direction, and strength for the battles ahead. You are aligning your heart with the one who has always been fighting for you. You are shifting from passive listening to active surrender. Do not let fear convince you that your light is too small. Do not let the lies of the enemy whisper that your voice does not matter. You are living proof that God uses what the world calls weak to confound the strong. Your testimony, your faith, your persistence, they are weapons more powerful than you realize. So stand tall, chosen one. The battle around you is real, but greater is the one within you. The light you carry cannot be extinguished. You are not just surviving, you are shining, and that light will only grow brighter. Chosen one, let your heart grasp this truth. You are not carrying an ordinary life. You are carrying an assignment. Heaven trusted you with a mission that no one else can fulfill. That is why your path has been different. And that is why certain doors did not open for you, because your destination is not where everyone else is heading. You were crafted for something higher, something weightier, something eternal. You may have asked yourself countless times, why me? Why must I endure this? Why can't life feel easier? But the very fact that you carry those questions reveals that you were meant to bear what others could not. You were chosen as a vessel of purpose. And the weight of purpose is not light. It presses. It stretches. It shapes, but it also crowns. Think of the prophets, the apostles, the heroes of faith. None of them lived easy lives. Each bore a cost that others could not understand. And yet, because they carried God's assignment, their lives echoed through history. So it is with you. You are part of that same story. Another chapter written by the hand of God, marked to leave an eternal imprint. Heaven speaks clearly through the words in Deuteronomy, chapter 31, verse 8. The Lord himself goes before you and will be with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. Do you see? You were never asked to carry this assignment alone. The one who called you goes before you, walks beside you, and guards behind you. Your mission may feel heavy, but his presence is stronger than the weight. Chosen one. There will always be resistance. The moment you realize you are carrying a heavenly mission, you also realize you are a target. The world resists what it cannot control, and darkness attacks what it cannot comprehend. But this resistance is not your enemy, it is confirmation. If your mission was small, no one would oppose it. If your voice carried no power, no one would try to silence it. Do not despise the obstacles in your path. They are not there to destroy you, but to reveal you. Every barrier you push through, every challenge you overcome, every tear you shed in faith, all of it proves that the assignment is real and alive within you. Your scars are not shame. They are evidence. They say to the world, this one carries something worth fighting for. There are people you have not met yet who are waiting for your obedience. There are chains that will break only when your voice speaks. There are doors that will open only when your feet walk through them. This is why you cannot abandon your mission. To quit would not just cost you, it would cost those connected to you. Chosen one. Understand this. Your assignment is not about fame, applause, or recognition. It is about service. It is about love. It is about carrying the flame of God's presence into places where the world has grown cold. You are not chosen to be celebrated. You are chosen to be consecrated. So let your heart settle in this truth. You are enough because He is with you. You are equipped because He has called you. And no matter how far the journey stretches ahead, you will never walk it alone. The assignment on your life is sacred, sealed by heaven, and unstoppable. Chosen one. Pause for a moment and reflect. Every setback you have endured, every betrayal you survived, every time life tried to crush you, it was never random. The enemy has feared your rise from the very beginning. He knew that if you discovered who you are, if you awakened to your calling, you would become unstoppable. That is why the pressure has been unrelenting. Why the attacks have been so fierce. You were never hated because you were weak. You were hated because you are dangerous to darkness. Think about how many times you were counted out. How many people doubted you, dismissed you, underestimated you. Yet here you are, still breathing, still standing, still listening. You may feel battered, but you are not broken. You may feel scarred, but you are not destroyed. Every strike against you has only revealed the strength within you, a strength that was planted by heaven itself. According to what is revealed in the book of Proverbs, chapter 24, verse 16, for though the righteous fall 7 times, they rise again, but the wicked stumble when calamity strikes. Beloved, You are the living picture of this verse. The righteous may fall, but they cannot remain down. That is why you keep rising. No matter how many times you've been pushed, it is because God's hand will not let you stay defeated. Now hear this truth. The very things that were designed to break you are the things God is using to build you. The enemy thought your failures would silence you, but they gave you a testimony. He thought your heartbreak would destroy you, but it deepened your compassion. He thought your losses would empty you, but they expanded your capacity for faith. This is why the enemy fears you. You take what was meant for evil and carry it as fuel for your calling. Beloved, let me speak to your spirit. Do not despise the attacks. They were evidence. If you were insignificant, you would not be targeted. If you carried nothing, you would not be opposed. The fact that you are still here, still fighting, still holding on, proves that the assignment in you is alive and unshakable. You are heaven's weapon in the earth, and hell knows it. And because this word is stirring you now, I want to gently invite you to stay connected. This journey we are walking together is not just for a moment. It is a movement of chosen ones, rising. When you like and share this message, you are not simply clicking a button, you are helping awaken someone else who may be on the edge of giving up. When you subscribe, you are saying, I want to keep hearing what heaven is speaking. I want to stay aligned with this flow. It is not about numbers. It is about souls. It is about building a community of light bearers who refuse to let darkness win. So, take that step. Not for me, but for the one who will stumble upon this word tomorrow because you chose to share it today. Take that step because your obedience here might be the lifeline for another chosen one who feels alone. Together, we are louder than the lies. Together, we are brighter than the night. Remember this. Beloved, every attack against you has been a backhanded prophecy. It proves that you carry fire, that you carry purpose, that you carry glory. And no matter how fierce the battle becomes, your rising cannot be stopped. Chosen one, do you sense it? The weight of timing is pressing upon you. You have walked through seasons of waiting, of delay, of wondering when things would shift. But heaven speaks now. You are standing at the threshold of divine timing. What once felt delayed will not be delayed any longer. The hour of hesitation has ended, and the moment of movement has come. There have been times you told yourself, I will obey tomorrow, or I will step out when I feel ready. But hear me clearly, procrastination is no longer safe. Every moment you linger in hesitation, the enemy seeks to steal the seed of purpose. This is why your spirit feels restless, why you cannot ignore this message. You are being summoned into alignment before the window closes. The apostle reminds us in his letter to the Corinthians, 2 Corinthians, chapter 6, verse 2, In the time of my favor I heard you, and in the day of salvation I helped you. I tell you, now is the time of God's favor. Now is the day of salvation. Do you see it? Chosen one? Not yesterday, not someday. Now, heaven is pointing to this very moment as the time of favor. Beloved, think of the moments you delayed obedience in the past. You knew what you were called to do, but fear or uncertainty held you back. Yet even then, mercy covered you. But mercy is not a license to postpone forever. It is an invitation to act while the door remains open. The Spirit is whispering, step now. Act now. Move now. Tomorrow is not promised. You were not made to wander in circles. You were made to walk in destiny. And though it has felt like years of waiting, God has been aligning pieces behind the scenes. What you thought was delay was actually preparation. What felt like silence was actually strategy. But now the alarm is sounding. This is not the hour to hesitate. It is the hour to step boldly. Chosen one, I urge you to anchor this truth in your spirit with a prophetic sign. Right now, type the number 999 inches, the comments below. This is not superstition, it is symbolism. The number 9 speaks of completion and birthing. By declaring 999, you are prophetically saying, I will not delay my obedience. I step into the completion of old cycles. I embrace the birth of the new. M4. And hear me, when you write it, you are not typing digits on a screen, you are drawing a line in the spirit. You are declaring to heaven that you refuse to miss your appointed time. You are proclaiming that the season of procrastination is finished. It is a bold act of faith, a visible echo of the yes already stirring inside you. Do not let fear stop you now. Fear will say, what if it's not real? What if nothing changes? But faith answers, what if everything changes because I finally obeyed? This is the war you stand, in the war between hesitation and destiny. And today, you already know which side heaven has called you to choose. Step into the timing. Beloved, step into the flow of favor. The doors are opening, and they will not wait forever. Move now, for heaven is with you. Chosen one, let your spirit hear this. Conviction is not a burden. It is a gift. The gentle tug you feel in your heart, the restlessness in your soul, the unease when you drift from the path. It is not condemnation. It is mercy. It is the voice of a loving Father pulling you back before the cliff, calling you home before the storm. Conviction is heaven's alarm, proof that God has not left you to yourself. So often, you have mistaken conviction for shame. You felt unworthy when the Spirit whispered correction. You thought you had failed beyond repair when you sensed His displeasure. But beloved, shame pushes you away, while conviction pulls you closer. Shame condemns, but conviction redeems. The very fact that you still feel it is evidence that your heart is not hardened, that your ears are not deaf, that heaven is still near. The prophet Elijah once confronted a people who had grown numb, who no longer felt conviction. That was their danger, not their mistakes, but their blindness to them. You, chosen one, are not blind. Your tears have flowed because your heart is still tender. Your prayers may have faltered, but your spirit still longs for Him. This is grace at work, holding you, drawing you, not letting you drift too far. It was proclaimed in the second letter to Timothy, chapter 1, verse 7. For the Spirit God gave us does not make us timid, but gives us power, love, and self-discipline. This Spirit in you is not there to chain you in fear, but to lift you in power, steady you in love, and anchor you in discipline. Conviction is how that Spirit shapes you, strengthens you, and restores you. Think of the moments when you nearly wandered too far. Somehow, a word, a dream, a message, or even an ache in your heart pulled you back. That was conviction in action. It saved you from paths that would have devoured your soul. It preserved your light when shadows tried to drown it. Without conviction, you would not be here. That is why you must embrace it, not resist it. Chosen one. Every warrior needs correction. Every vessel needs refining. Even gold is purified in fire before it shines. Do not despise the fire. It is removing what was never meant to remain. Your struggles with weakness, your battles with temptation, your moments of failure, none of these disqualify you. Instead, they qualify you to be reshaped by grace. Conviction is the hand of God molding you into the vessel He always saw in you. Understand this: conviction is not about what you lose, but about what you gain. When God removes a habit, it is to give you freedom. When He convicts you of bitterness, it is to give you peace. When He asks for obedience, it is to give you joy. Every no He whispers is making room for a greater yes. So, do not silence the voice of conviction. Do not harden your heart when it speaks. Treasure it, for it is the proof that you are loved. The world may chase pleasures without pause, but you, chosen one, are kept by divine restraint. You are preserved by holy interruption. This is why you are still standing, still chosen, still called. Lift your head and know this: conviction is not your enemy. It is your ally, your safeguard, your proof of belonging. It is heaven saying, I will not let you go. And because of it, you are still on the path, still in the plan, and still held in the arms of grace. Chosen one. You have carried more than most people around you could ever imagine. Behind your quiet strength, behind your polite smile, there has been a weight so heavy that even your closest companions could not see it. You have endured silent battles, nights of hidden tears, questions that echoed only between you and God. And yet, through it all, you remain standing. This alone is proof that your suffering has never been in vain. Beloved, the burdens you have carried were never random. They were not punishment, nor were they signs that you were forgotten. They were preparation. Every unseen struggle, every silent cry, every wound that no one acknowledged has been shaping something holy within you. Heaven has been watching, refining, and strengthening you for a glory that requires depth. We are reminded through the writings of David in the book of Psalms, chapter 56, verse 8. Record my misery, list my tears on your scroll. Are they not in your record? Do you see? Chosen one, not one tear has been wasted. Not one sigh has gone unheard. The Father Himself has kept account of your pain, and He will transform every drop of sorrow into testimony. You may feel that your weight has made you weaker, but in truth, it has made you stronger. It has carved out endurance within you, patience within you, and compassion within you that others cannot counterfeit. The heaviness you bore in silence is the very thing that will make your voice powerful when you speak. The hidden valleys you crossed are what will give your mountaintop victories, meaning, chosen one. There is a mystery in suffering. It strips away illusions. It forces you to discover who you are when everything else falls apart. It teaches you to lean on a strength that does not come from yourself. And in that breaking, you have discovered the one who never lets go. Your pain became a doorway to intimacy with God, and your scars have become sacred markers of survival. Think of how many times you thought the weight would crush you, yet it did not. Think of how many nights you whispered, I can't carry this anymore. and yet somehow you carried it still. That somehow was never by your own might, it was grace. Grace has lifted you when your knees buckled. Grace has sustained you when your strength was gone. Grace has whispered hope into the cracks of your heart when despair tried to drown you. Beloved, you must understand this. Your story is not defined by the weight itself, but by the one who helped you carry it. Your heaviness has become your testimony. Your sorrow has become your seed for joy. Your suffering has become the soil from which your anointing grows. This is why the very things that tried to bury you will one day bloom into beauty. Chosen one, you are stronger than you know, not because of your own power, but because of the presence that never left your side. You are here, listening now, because God has preserved you through what should have ended you. And that preservation is not without purpose. It is evidence that your journey is far from finished. So lift your eyes from the ground of your pain. Begin to see that the weight you carried is not your identity, it is your preparation. You are being positioned to step into a season where what once felt heavy will become holy. What once felt crushing will become a crown. What once felt unbearable will become unforgettable testimony of God's faithfulness. Chosen one, you have carried the weight with tears. Soon, you will carry the crown with joy. Chosen one, there is a truth you must never forget. Your voice is not ordinary. When you whisper in prayer, the heavens lean in to listen. When you speak words of life, chains begin to loosen. When you declare faith in the midst of fear, the enemy trembles. Your voice carries a weight in the spirit that far surpasses what you realize. Have you noticed how silence has been one of the enemy's favorite weapons against you? He has tried to mute you through discouragement, rejection, or fear of being misunderstood. He wanted you to believe your words were small, your prayers weak, your declarations pointless. But if they carried no power, why would he fight so hard to shut them down? The truth is, every sound that rises from your spirit carries authority given by heaven. Scripture says in the Gospel of Mark, chapter 11, verse 23, "Truly I tell you, say to this mountain, go into the sea. Do not doubt. Believe. It will happen." Do you see? Chosen one, the mountain does not move by thought alone. It moves by what you speak. Your voice is an instrument of divine authority, a weapon sharper than any blade of darkness. There are moments you thought your prayers bounced off the ceiling. You whispered at night, and it felt like no one heard. Yet, in those very whispers, the unseen realm shook. Angels moved at your words. Demons trembled at your resistance. The Father wrote those prayers in his book. Your voice, even when tired, even when trembling, has been making eternal impact. Chosen one, never underestimate the sound you release. It is not about volume, it is about alignment. A whisper spoken in faith outweighs a shout spoken in doubt. A short prayer birthed in sincerity carries more weight than hours of empty repetition. Your voice carries weight not because of you, but because of the one who dwells within you. The enemy dreads the day you fully realize this. He fears the moment you stop doubting your own authority and start speaking boldly what God has already promised. He knows that once you begin declaring truth, darkness loses its grip. That is why resistance has been fierce against your voice. But beloved, your silence ends today. I invite you to make a simple yet powerful declaration in the comments. Type these words, "I choose my crown." By writing it, You are not merely filling space. You are testifying that you accept your role as a chosen one, that you will not be muted, that you step into authority with courage. It is a public sign of a private decision to speak, to declare, to rise. Do not underestimate the power of such a confession. When you put those words into the atmosphere, you are planting a seed. That seed will grow into boldness. It will grow into breakthrough. It will remind you, even in moments of doubt, that you chose not to remain silent, not to remain hidden, not to bow to fear. Chosen one. The world needs your voice. Heaven has empowered it. Darkness fears it, and your destiny requires it. Lift it. Use it. Declare with faith. You are not just a listener of promises, you are a speaker of them. And when you speak, mountains move. Chosen one. You may not realize it yet, but a crown is already waiting for you. Not a crown made by human hands, not one that fades or tarnishes, but a crown prepared in heaven, reserved for the faithful. Everything the world denied you, everything others tried to withhold, every opportunity that was stolen, none of it has been lost. Heaven has kept record, and in God's timing, the reward will be revealed. So many times, you have felt overlooked. Others were celebrated while you were hidden. Others received recognition while your sacrifices went unseen. But beloved, God is not unjust. He has watched every act of faithfulness, every hidden moment of obedience, every tear you poured into prayer when no one else knew. None of it is forgotten. None of it will be wasted. The Apostle reminds us in his letter to the Corinthians, 1 Corinthians, chapter 9, verse 25. Everyone who competes trains with discipline. They seek a crown that will not last. We, one eternal. Do you hear it? Chosen one. The crown awaiting you is eternal, incorruptible, radiant with the glory of the one who called you. The battles you've endured are not proof of abandonment, they are proof of preparation. The pain you carried was not meaningless, it was shaping you for a glory weightier than the suffering itself. Every no you heard from the world was making room for a greater yes from heaven. This is why you cannot give up now. The crown is closer than you think. Beloved, I want to speak from my heart to yours. If these words are stirring you, if you feel the Spirit confirming what has always been inside you, then do not journey alone. Stay connected. Walk with this stream of messages, because together we rise as a family of chosen ones. When you like and share, it is not just support, it is partnership in spreading light. Someone you may never meet might hear this because you decided to pass it forward. And when you subscribe, you are saying, I want to keep my spirit aligned with words that strengthen me, challenge me, and remind me of who I am. It is more than a button. It is an act of staying in rhythm with the prophetic flow that heaven is releasing in this generation. Think of it as a way of staying anchored, of keeping the fire alive, week after week, word after word. Many feel isolated in their journey, as though no one else understands the weight of being chosen. But when you connect here, you discover you are not alone. There are others rising with you, others carrying crowns, others walking in light, and together, your testimony strengthens theirs, just as theirs will strengthen you. Chosen one. You are closer to your crown than you realize. The season of hiddenness is shifting. The season of obscurity is breaking. Soon, what heaven has seen in secret will be displayed openly. Your obedience will shine like gold refined in fire. Your persistence will echo like a song of victory, and your crown will testify that every tear, every trial, every test was worth it. So walk forward with confidence. Do not let discouragement rob you. Do not let delay convince you that the crown is gone. It is waiting, secured, preserved, and when it rests upon your head, it will not only honor you, it will glorify the one who chose you. Chosen one. Let your heart rest in this. Mercy is still speaking over your life. You may look back and see moments when you strayed, times when you rebelled, seasons when you wandered into darkness and thought there was no return. And yet, here you are. That alone is proof that mercy never let go. Mercy has been your unseen shield, the hand that lifted you when judgment could have struck. There were times you knew what you were doing was wrong, yet grace covered you. There were choices that could have destroyed your destiny, yet mercy blocked the full weight of their consequence. Beloved, understand this. You are alive because mercy stood between you and destruction. The prophet wrote in the scroll of Lamentations, chapter 3, verse 22, "Because of the Lord's great love, we are not consumed, for his compassions never fail." Do you see it? His compassion has been your constant companion, not because you were perfect, but because you were chosen, not because you earned it, but because his love refused to release you. Chosen one. Think of the times you thought, surely, this is the end. Surely, I've gone too far this time. And yet a new morning came. A fresh chance was given. A whisper of hope stirred again in your soul. That was mercy. Every sunrise that met your weary eyes was heaven's reminder. My compassion has not run out. Mercy is not a license to remain in sin. It is the lifeline that pulls you out. It does not excuse rebellion, but it rescues the repentant. Without mercy, conviction would crush you, but with mercy, conviction becomes a call to rise again. This is why, even when you stumbled, something inside you longed to return. Mercy was tugging you home. Do not despise the mercy that has carried you. Instead, honor it. Let it make you humble, grateful, and bold. Humble, because you know you did not save yourself. Grateful, because you see how many chances you have been given. Bold, because if God has shown you mercy this far, he will surely walk with you into your destiny. Mercy means your story is not over. It means failure does not define you. It means that no matter what the enemy accuses, heaven's verdict still declares, chosen. Mercy rewrites what sin tried to erase. Mercy restores what shame tried to bury. Mercy rebuilds what fear tried to destroy. And chosen one, here is the beauty. Mercy does not just save you from what you deserve. It positions you for what you could never deserve. It places you back into alignment with your calling. It clothes you with hope. It crowns you with favor. It declares over your life, you still belong. You are still mine. The plan still stands. So walk today, not with guilt, but with gratitude. Do not replay your failures, replay his faithfulness. Do not focus on your scars, focus on his compassion. Every beat of your heart is proof that mercy is still alive and active in you. Chosen one. Mercy has not withdrawn. Mercy is your portion. Mercy is your song. And as long as mercy is speaking, your future remains open. Your crown remains secure. And your destiny remains unstoppable. Chosen one. The air feels heavier in this moment because you are standing at a prophetic crossroad. You have come too far to turn back. Yet you feel the weight of what is ahead. Heaven is watching. Angels are poised. The Spirit is whispering, your next choice matters. This is not just another day, it is a defining day. You may not fully see it, but every decision you make carries ripples into eternity. To step forward in obedience unlocks doors no one can shut. To delay or resist risks missing divine opportunities. That is why this moment feels urgent in your spirit. It is a holy summons, a call from the throne of God itself. As the prophet wrote in the scroll of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 3, "For the revelation awaits an appointed time. It speaks of the end and will not prove false. Though it linger, wait for it. It will certainly come and will not delay." Do you understand? Beloved, what has been promised over you has an appointed time, and that time is drawing near. It will not be delayed any longer. You may feel torn between fear and faith. Fear whispers, "What if you fail? What if it's too much?" But faith answers, "What if this is the moment you were born for?" Heaven leans toward your yes, while darkness trembles at the thought of it. The crossroad is not just about what happens to you, it is about what happens through you. Whole destinies connected to your life are waiting for your obedience. Think of Esther, who stood at her own crossroad and heard the words, "Who knows but that you have come to your royal position for such a time as this?" Like her, you are standing in a place where hesitation could cost much, but courage could save many. You are chosen, not only for yourself, but for the lives intertwined with your calling. Beloved, do not think lightly of this moment. Heaven has arranged it. Every trial you endured was preparing you for it. Every delay, every detour, every heartbreak was shaping you for this very threshold. The weight you feel is not meant to crush you. It is the weight of destiny pressing you into position. And now, I call you to seal this moment with a prophetic act of faith. Comment the number 444 below. This number carries the sense of divine alignment, of being rooted, established, and immovable in the will of God. By typing 444, you are declaring, "I choose alignment. I choose obedience. I will not miss my appointed time." And understand this when you write it. You are not just posting digits, you are placing a stake in the ground of your life. You are telling both heaven and hell that you will not wander anymore, that you refuse to procrastinate, that you will walk boldly into the assignment designed for you since before you were born. This is your crossroad, beloved, and though the weight feels heavy, you are not standing here alone. The Lord who called you stands beside you. The Spirit within you strengthens you. The angels around you guard you. The crown ahead of you waits for you. All of heaven leans in, ready to move as you move. Chosen one, step forward. This is your time. Chosen one. Pause and consider this. Your life is not unguarded. You are not walking alone, unprotected, or unseen. There is a seal on you, a heavenly mark that sets you apart from the rest. Though people may not recognize it, the spiritual realm does. Angels move because of it. Darkness recoils because of it. This seal is heaven's declaration. This one belongs to me. You may have doubted your worth. You may have questioned if God truly chose you. But the truth is greater than your feelings. Your identity is not based on the shifting tides of your emotions. It is grounded in the eternal decree of the one who created you. That decree is stamped upon your life like fire upon wax. Unbreakable, unchangeable, indeniable. The Apostle Paul wrote of this in his letter to the Ephesians, chapter 1, verse 13. When you believed, you were marked in him with a seal, the promised Holy Spirit. Do you understand? Beloved, the very Spirit of God dwells within you, not as a visitor, but as a permanent seal of ownership. This is not a temporary mark, it is eternal. Chosen one. Reflect on what this means. A seal is not just a symbol, it is a claim of authority. In ancient times, when a king placed his seal on a letter, no one dared to tamper with it, for the seal bore the weight of the king's power. So it is with you. The King of Kings has set his seal upon you, and nothing can override his claim. This is why certain doors closed, though you begged for them to open. This is why certain people walked away, though you wanted them to stay. It was the seal of God protecting what belongs to him. You could not fit where you were never meant to be. Because your life is not ordinary, it is consecrated. At times, you have felt the enemy pressing close, whispering lies, sending storms. But even then, he could not cross certain lines. You may not realize it, but there were invisible boundaries set around your life. Lines drawn in fire that darkness dared not cross. Why? Because the seal of heaven spoke louder than the threats of hell. Beloved, this seal also carries responsibility. You are marked not only for protection but for purpose. The Spirit within you is your guide, your teacher, your source of strength. This is why you sometimes feel unsettled when you try to walk outside. Your calling, the seal, will not let you stay there. You are marked for destiny, and the Spirit within you keeps calling you back to alignment. Understand this: what you carry is sacred. The seal is a reminder that your life is not random. It is royal property. And because you are royal property, heaven assigns resources to your journey. Angels guard you. Grace surrounds you. Favor follows you. You may not always see it with your eyes, but it is the invisible reality shaping your path. Chosen one. When doubt tries to creep in, remember the seal. When fear whispers that you are forgotten, remember the seal. When trials rage against you, remember the seal. For the Spirit of the living God is not only upon you, but within you, and that Spirit testifies every day. You are chosen. You are owned by heaven. You are marked for glory. Chosen one. The fire within you has never gone out, though storms tried to smother it, though seasons of despair tried to bury it. The flame continues to burn. And here is the mystery. The very trials that were designed to extinguish your light have only fanned it brighter. What the enemy sent to destroy you has become the reason your spirit burns hotter. From the outside, others may not understand. They see your scars, but not the refining fire behind them. They notice your strength, but not the battles that forged it. They cannot see how every disappointment added fuel to your faith, how every rejection forced you deeper into the arms of God, how every heartbreak broke chains you did not even know were binding you. The fire within you has grown stronger with every storm you survived. we find in the book of 1 Peter, chapter 1, verse 7. These trials will show that your faith is genuine. It is being tested as fire tests and purifies gold, though your faith is far more precious than mere gold. Do you see it? Your faith is not fragile, it is precious. And like gold, it is purified by fire. You may have wept in the flames, but the fire was never meant to consume you. It was meant to reveal the treasure inside you. Chosen one. Reflect on how the hardest seasons have shaped you. The betrayal you endured taught you to trust in God alone. The losses you suffered taught you that your treasure is not in this world, but in eternity. The silence you walked through taught you to recognize God's voice when no one else was speaking. Every trial has been a teacher, every fire a refiner, every valley a builder of unshakable strength. The enemy underestimated you. He thought the flames would cause you to quit. He thought the losses would silence your worship. He thought the heartbreak would harden your heart. But instead, you emerged more compassionate, more relentless, more radiant than before. What was designed to end you has only multiplied the fire within you. This is why your presence carries weight. You walk into a room, and the atmosphere shifts not because of who you are in the natural, but because of the fire you carry in the spirit. That fire disrupts darkness. It exposes lies. It awakens what has been asleep. The world may not always recognize it, but the unseen realm knows it well. You are a burning one, set ablaze for the purposes of heaven. Beloved, the fire within you is not for you alone. It is for those stumbling in the dark, for those who have forgotten hope, for those who need to see light to believe it still exists. This is why you cannot hide. This is why you cannot dim your flame to make others comfortable. The fire was not given to you so you could bury it. It was given so you could carry it boldly into the night. Yes, the refining has been painful. Yes, the weight has been heavy. But now you see, it was never punishment. It was preparation. You are not weaker because of the trials. You are stronger. You are not empty because of the losses. You are fuller of grace, faith, and fire than ever before. So let the flame burn. Chosen one, do not fear its intensity. It is heaven's gift, heaven's mark, heaven's weapon within you. And the darker the world grows, the brighter your fire will shine. Chosen one, you must understand this deeply. Your life is not just about you. The generation you are part of needs you. There are hearts stumbling in the dark who will never see light unless you rise. There are voices silenced by fear who will only find courage when they hear yours. There are chains on lives that will break only when you step into your calling fully. You are not chosen for comfort. You are chosen for impact. The enemy has tried to convince you that you are too small, too flawed, too broken to make a difference. But the truth is, your very scars are what give your voice authority. The cracks in your life allow the fire of God to shine brighter. Your testimony is not weakness, it is a weapon. And this generation is crying out for authenticity, for realness, for a light that has walked through darkness and still burns. That is you. It is written in the book of Isaiah, chapter 60, verse 1. Arise, shine. Your light has come. The glory of the Lord rises upon you. This is not a distant promise, it is a present command. Arise now, shine now. The glory upon you is not waiting for a better day or a more perfect version of yourself. It is already here. already burning, already pressing to be revealed. Think of how many people around you are weary, hopeless, wandering without direction. Think of those who pretend to smile, yet cry in secret, who appear strong, yet are breaking inside. They need more than empty words. They need living proof that survival is possible, that hope is real, that God still moves. Beloved, you are that proof. You are the torchbearer. Do not underestimate the reach of your obedience. What you share could be the seed of someone's breakthrough. What you declare could be the spark that lights another flame. What you carry is not meant to stay locked within you. It is meant to multiply in others. And here is where I want to speak plainly from the heart. If these words resonate in your spirit, if you sense that rising fire, then let us walk this road together. Like this message, if it stirred something within you, it is your way of saying, I receive this. Share it. Because the very word that saved you tonight could be the word that saves another tomorrow. Subscribe, not just as an action, but as a commitment to keep your spirit nourished with truth and strength. And do more than just listen. Leave your voice in the comments below. Even a simple declaration like, I will rise, becomes a testimony. When you write it, you are adding your light to the fire, telling the unseen world, I am not afraid to stand as chosen. Your comment might be the sign someone else needs to believe they are not alone. Beloved, the world does not need more silence. It needs the roar of chosen ones rising. It needs your story, your courage, your obedience. This is why you cannot stay hidden any longer. You are the answer to prayers someone else has been whispering. You are the living reminder that God still chooses, still calls, still crowns. So lift your head. Chosen one, this generation waits for your light. Arise, shine, and carry the fire boldly. For you are chosen not just to survive, but to lead others into the dawn. Chosen one, step into this truth with courage. You walk in victory, not defeat. The scars you carry are not reminders of failure. They are evidence of survival. Every storm you endured was not the end of your story. It was the stage for God's power to be revealed in you. Though weapons were formed against you, they did not succeed. Though darkness pressed hard, it did not overcome. You are living proof that victory is not a distant dream, it is your present reality. Many times, you wondered if the battle would consume you. The voices of fear told you it was over. The weight of despair whispered that you could not go on. Yet even in your lowest moments, something greater within you refused to surrender. That was not your own strength. It was the Spirit of the living God rising up inside you. According to what is written in the book of Isaiah, chapter 54, verse 17, no weapon against you will prevail. You will refute every accusing tongue. This is your heritage. These words are not empty promises. They are the legal decree of heaven over your life. Every plot, every scheme, every curse spoken against you has already been cancelled by divine authority. Chosen one. Notice how often the enemy attacked you in the same areas: your worth, your hope, your future. Why? Because he knew that if you ever realized the victory already sealed over your life, you would be unstoppable. The greatest battle has always been for your mind, to convince you that you are weak, forgotten, or defeated. But the truth has always been the opposite. You are chosen, covered, and victorious. Victory does not always look like ease. Sometimes it looks like enduring the fire, but not being consumed. Sometimes it looks like walking through the valley, but not being destroyed. Sometimes it looks like standing in the storm, unshaken, until the winds grow tired. Beloved, that is what you have done. The fact that you are still standing is the proof of triumph. And this victory is not only for you, it is generational. The battles you fought are breaking patterns that tormented those before you. The chains that snapped off your life will not bind those who come after you. Your yes to God is echoing forward into your family, into your children, into generations yet unborn. This is the weight of victory. You are not only winning for yourself, but for countless lives connected to you. Do not minimize your journey. Do not belittle your resilience. Heaven celebrates what you have overcome. The unseen realm knows your name because of the wars you have won in silence. Angels have stood guard. Demons have fled. And the throne of God has declared you victorious again and again. Chosen one, lift your eyes from the battles behind you and begin to see the horizon ahead. Victory is not a single moment. It is a lifestyle you are stepping into. You will walk with a confidence that cannot be shaken, a peace that cannot be stolen, a joy that cannot be explained. This is what it means to be chosen, not untouched by struggle, but undefeated in the midst of it. So, breathe deeply. The war has not destroyed you, it has defined you. The fire has not weakened you, it has refined you. And the crown that waits is not a fragile prize. It is the testimony that your victory was never in question. Chosen one. Lean in and hear the conclusion of this journey. Your destiny cannot be denied. No matter how fierce the storms have been, no matter how long the waiting stretched, no matter how many voices doubted you, what God has spoken over your life will come to pass. His word is not fragile. His promises are not wavering. His plan for you is written in eternity, and no force on earth or in hell can erase it. From the moment you were conceived, the hand of heaven marked you. Every season you've walked through, whether joyful or painful, has been part of the shaping. You have been refined in the fire, strengthened in the struggle, and anointed in the hidden places. The crown that awaits you is not the result of chance. It is the inheritance of one who refused to quit, one who kept believing even when it would have been easier to give up. The Word of God declares in the book of Romans, chapter 8, verse 30, "And those he predestined, he also called. Those he called, he also justified. Those he justified, he also glorified." This is your story. You were predestined, chosen before the foundations of the world. You were called, pulled out of darkness into marvelous light. You were justified, covered by mercy, cleansed by grace. And now you are being glorified, not for your own name, but for the name of the one who has always held you. Beloved, your destiny is not fragile. It does not bend under the weight of trials. It does not vanish because of delays. It is steady, firm, and unstoppable, because the one who authored it is faithful. Even when you stumbled, he carried you forward. Even when you doubted, he kept writing your story. Even when you turned away, his mercy turned you back. This is why you are still here, because destiny refused to release you. Do not measure your future by your past. Do not limit your expectation to what your eyes can see right now. The destiny on your life is greater than the pain you've endured. greater than the battles you've fought, greater than the fears that whisper. It is a destiny that echoes into eternity, a destiny that crowns you with honor, a destiny that reveals God's glory through you, chosen one. Walk boldly into what lies ahead. You are not stepping into uncertainty, you are stepping into fulfillment. You are not walking toward loss, you are walking toward inheritance. You are not hoping for survival, you are rising into victory. The crown, the calling, the purpose, the fire, it is all converging now, and nothing can stop it. Lift your head, steady your heart, and remember this always: you are chosen, you are sealed, you are crowned, you are unstoppable, and the destiny written over your life will not be denied. Chosen one, take a deep breath. You have walked through the unfolding of a message that was never random, never accidental. Every word was meant to remind you of what heaven has always known. You are marked, you are loved, and you are destined for glory. From section 1 until now, the Spirit has been whispering the same truth in different ways. You are not ordinary. The battles you've endured were never proof of weakness, but proof of assignment. The fire you walked through was not meant to destroy you, but to refine you. The tears you shed were not wasted. They were recorded by the Father, who treasures every part of your journey. And now, as you stand at the threshold of your next chapter, you can no longer afford to see yourself as small. You are chosen to carry light into dark places. You are chosen to walk with a crown that cannot be removed. You are chosen to release words that break chains and carry a presence that shifts atmospheres. The road ahead will still have challenges, but you will never walk it alone. The seal of heaven is upon you. The Spirit of God is within you. The fire of destiny burns through you, and the crown of glory awaits you. So go forth with boldness. Let your light shine without apology. Let your voice carry truth without fear. Let your life testify to the one who chose you before the world began. Remember always, your destiny is unstoppable. Your crown is secure, and your best days are still ahead.